Hi everyone. So my name is Evgeny. I'm a documentary photographer, artist, and jazz music producer. I'm 40 years old, and originally I'm from Saint Petersburg, Russia, but for 3 years already I live in Tel Aviv. Thank you.
Closer. Yeah, closer to the mic.
Okay, this is me, by the way, photographing cows. So for 20 years already I'm in photography and in arts, and accomplished bodies of work for a variety of magazines and periodicals, both locally in Russia and internationally. And here's the list of the projects I've worked with, like the magazines I worked with, and several photographs like to represent my work. Portraiture, social documentary practices, documentary reportage, and fashion photography. Like for example, this project is the project about Royal Academy of Russian Ballet, which I did for an assignment about the diploma performance. These are the portraits which I did in the principal drama theater in St. Petersburg, and I photographed like over 80 actors who are serving the theater like for amount of time. Basically, when you are an actor in the theater, you cannot be fired, so you serve in the theater. Unless you don't want to perform, you just don't go to work, which is a fun thing to do, I guess. And this is just an example. We did it in the very artistic way, and I'm super happy about it. This is the portrait on the left side. It's a portrait of the famous Georgian movie director Ottari Seliani, who recently passed away. And this is pretty much one of my first assignments, which I did in Paris for one of the Russian magazines, like journalist assignment, and the example of the fashion photography I did. So apart from that, I did work for music album covers, and several photographs were used for the book covers, theatrical posters, and of course I was presenting my work in the solo and group exhibitions in the framework of festivals internationally and both locally in Russia. Apart from photography, a big amount of my time in the past 7 years is taken by jazz music. With my friends, 7 years ago, we established a Rainy Days Records jazz music label, and over the span of 7 years, we released 20 records, and more than 20 records, actually. A couple of records are going to be released this year, and 8 records were released on vinyl. And I was a head and artistic director of the festival of the same name. We had 4 annual festivals from 2018 up to 2021, both in St. Petersburg and in Moscow. And we kind of developed a scene and developed a support for the Russian jazz musicians internationally, and made them, appear internationally, and made them recognized. And the climax of our jazz propaganda agenda was a Grammy nomination for one of the records we released in 2021. So this is it up to the year 2022, and the year 2022 started with the war in Ukraine, and that was exactly the time when I moved to Israel. Originally, I was planning to move to New York and to combine both my passions in photography and in jazz music, and New York is the best place for that, to combine that. But I rescheduled my plans for several reasons, and the moment when I had a flight to make Aliyah, it was 1st of March of 2022. That's exactly 1 week after the war started. So basically it was like one-way ticket for me. Straight away when I made Aliyah, I started networking and meeting people. For example, thanks to Dina, she introduced me to, because we were friends before, and she introduced me to a lot of people locally. I made contacts, like we started sharing things, and I applied for several like open calls for exhibitions, and grants, and luckily enough, in the same year, like after a few months, I was accepted to newly established gallery and artist collective, grosso modo. So that's where my first exhibition in Israel took place. The project is being called Memento, and it incorporates my archival, like photography of my family archive, and the work I did, documentary photography I did at the time when my parents passed away. So that was my first exhibition, and the second exhibition was in the same gallery, but it was a solo exhibition, which was curated by Dina Yakerson, and the name of the exhibition is Luna Volta. It's like a poetic expression which I made up, and it's as well the story about my family, partly about my path as a photographer. Like, for example, this is an image which was an iconic and main image at the gallery space, where my mother is lying like a few hours before she passed away, and it was like a big deal to perform this solo show, and it gave me a breakthrough as an Israeli artist as well. So this is the gallery space. The next exhibition took place in the Indie Photography Gallery, and it was in the same year. It was a mutual exhibition with another fellow photographer, and curated by a friend, curator, Gili Zeidman. The funny thing that 1 month ago, I was accepted to the Indie Photography Collective Gallery as a partner. So now I'm part of the crew, and probably next year I'm going to present my work already in the new gallery space. In between these two exhibitions, I had a chance to be part of the residency which Dasha created, KakdelArt residency, and we exhibited there, but the main thing for me, we did a photo studio with two fellow photographers, and these are the photographs which I took as a project, which is called, it's still ongoing, it's called Casual Partners. It's the people I met or friends like I acquainted with in Israel, and it's you know, in the way of classic portraiture, classic studio, like salon photography. So those are examples of these portraits. I'm pretty sure like next year I'm going to exhibit some of them because it's still ongoing. In the span of 2023-2024, which was quite rich for me, I had a chance to present Israel as an Israeli artist, as a few Israeli artists in Larnaca Biennale of Arts. At the Rotterdam Photo Festival, I was part of the Artist Greenhouse at the Fresh Paint Art Fair last year, and it was quite successful practical, from the practical side for me, and artistic as well. On top of that, I got 2 grants and was supported by Yeshua Rabinovich Foundation for Artists and Dudu Datan 8 grant for artists, and it was like a treat for me because it supported me a lot in the moment when actually needed that support. And at the end of the last year, I was accepted to the prestigious Eddie Adams workshop for documentary photography and reportage. It's quite a prestigious one-time-in-a-life experience because every year only 100 photographers are being accepted. It's in New Jersey in the United States. And it was both complicated, traumatizing, and very enriching because like you are among like the best photographers who are teaching you and sharing workshops with you, and even though I'm pretty experienced as a photographer, it was still like very big deal to process it. And after that I applied for the 1-year course at the ICP. ICP, it's an International Center of Photography, which is one of the prestigious institutions in the world where you can study photography, especially documentary and reportage. So why I'm telling that? Because my current project I'm working on at the ICP is a diploma project which is called Scar Tissue. It's a personal project which includes me as well as part of the project. It's about depression, traumas, mental conditions, addictions of any sort. And originally it was only about men, but it became more of about everything. And like, I'm super grateful to my friends who are taking part in it. So thank you very much, and if you want to connect and share, thanks.